I'm telling this story on behalf of my good friend, Don, who found his lifelong love for the Beatles as an 8-year-old on a Sunday night in 1964. He remembers watching them on The Ed Sullivan Show and being instantly hooked. That night was the start of a deep connection with the band. Don followed their journey for decades and felt the profound impact of John Lennon's death. He can still recall the moment he heard the news on December 8, 1980, while living in the Bay Area and working the graveyard shift for an aerospace company in Union City, California. The Beatles didn't just inspire Don's passion for music, they also helped shape his own path as a musician. He first picked up the drums, then switched to piano, often playing Let It Be during his live performances. Over time, his style evolved from R&B to smooth jazz. Not only were the Beatles an inspiration for Don, but he was also surprised to discover that R&B artists like James Brown and Little Richard had a huge influence on their careers. When the Beatles broke up in April 1970, Don was devastated by the news. He always held out hope for a reunion, but after John's death, that possibility was gone forever. For years, Don played live music, but he eventually decided to change his path. He built a small music studio and focused on creating music there instead of performing live. Don's massive Beatles music collection is mostly a memory now. Over the years, he had to part with nearly all of it, leaving him with just one treasured LP, Meet the Beatles. For Don, this album symbolizes the end of a personal era. Reflecting on his life, he's amazed at how the Beatles' music has survived and thrived for so long. He remembers being a young fan in 1964 at just 8 years old, a time when he was just learning to ride his bike. Now, at 69, he's watching as many artists from that same era, like the Rolling Stones, perform their final concerts in 2026. That year, when Don turns 70, he feels it will be the end of an era for him as well. While music has changed so much over the last 61 years, he's optimistic about one thing: how technology has made musical instruments and recording equipment affordable enough for anyone to build their own studio. He urges young people to listen to the Beatles' music. You'll see why it's still played today, he says, noting how many of their songs are still on the top 100 charts. And with that, I'll wrap things up for Don. I want to thank him for allowing me to be a part of his video.